Okay, how's everybody doing? Thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you for clicking the little bell. It's another day, another dollar. Let's just jump into it. Now, I wanted to start off with this. There isn't a lot of Johnny Depp Amber Heard news, so we're probably going to get into that when something pops up. But this comment was one of the most hilarious fucking comments I've read in a very long time, and it's not anything like. It's not anything intricate. It's not complicated. It's very, very fucking simple. Who the fuck is Eve Barlow? She sounds like a fucking clown. Now, the reason that this made me laugh so hard when I read it, and it still makes me laugh just right now. Like, look, I'm all fucking red. The reason that I laugh so hard is because when I don't know if they're saying it like in reality that they actually don't know who she is, but one of the things that you'll learn if you're on Twitter a lot is people on Twitter, they think, especially when they're very verified like Eve Barlow is, they think they're a big deal. Like they think that everybody knows them. They think that they're like famous to the world. Excuse me. And then this person says, "Who the fuck is Eve Barlow?" She sounds like a fucking clown. Because, dude, there's people out there, they're not on Twitter. They don't know who you are, Eve Barlow, or any of Dr. Proudman. These people, like, nobody knows who you are outside of Twitter and outside of your little tiny circle of morons. Nobody knows who any of you people are, you see? So that's why she sounds like a fucking clown. Now, she absolutely does. But why is that? Apparently, from what I understand, this woman is like Amber Heard's new girlfriend, or people have been saying that, or she's Amber Heard's like new bestie or something. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm burping. It's because I just ate breakfast. I literally just ate. I was starving, and I was going to do the show right before I ate, but I was like, no, I can't. I'm so hungry. So going back to this, I think when it comes down to these people that are on Twitter, to these people that have been standing up for Amber Heard, you know, not to mention the fact that we don't even believe they're real, but the only people that have been standing up for her are fucking whack jobs. They're fucking weird. They're weird people. Like you think that somebody that tells women, oh, the only reason you don't like Amber Heard is because you have a low self-esteem and you're jealous of her that she has strength and beauty, because that's what she said in the text message, remember? Okay, you think that person is someone you'd want to go have a drink with? Because let me tell you right now, pop culture, like people have been sending me emails, and it's funny because they'll send me a picture, or they'll send me like a picture of a tweet or something, and they're like, Andrew, is this, oh, that's my name, by the way. A lot of people have been asking what's my name because I don't have my name. My name's Andrew. They'll send me a photo or a tweet or something. They'll be like, Andrew, is this pop culture? And I'm like, I mean, I could do it. I could talk about it, but you know, mostly it's like political. Mostly it's like, yeah, I guess we'll just stay with that one because a lot of the stuff I've been getting has been political. And I don't want to talk politics. I don't, because I used to. And it's so annoying. It's so pointless. Like, I don't care about what's going on in the government. I don't care about inflation. Like, yeah, of course I care because we all have to buy groceries and we all have to buy gas. But I mean, like, we come here, you and I, we come here to get away. Excuse me. We come here to get away from all that shit. And that's why, like, when I'm on Twitter, you know, I have my account on Twitter, and I get all riled up because you're arguing with people and you get angry and shit, and you go back and forth because you're debating, you know, you're trying to debate, but then you debate people that, you know, they're whatever. Anyways, getting past that, when I come here to you to do my show for you, like, it gets me away from everything. It gets me away from that world, from that toxic bullshit. So that's why I think one of the reasons, when you really look at the Amber Heard thing, a lot of the people that have been commenting on the Amber Heard thing, they've been using political tactics. Like, they'll try doing guilt trips, or they'll try telling people like that Eve Barlow girl did, well, you know what, you're just envious and you're jealous and you don't like her because she's more beautiful than you. Like, no, man, no. You can't talk like that about pop culture, because all that those are tactics. That's all that they are. And I've read some tweets on my show, and all these people do in order to get you to support Amber Heard, all they would do is just talk down to you, tell you you're stupid, tell you you're uneducated, tell you that, oh, well, you don't support Amber Heard because you're like, you know, jealous of her. Whatever, man, whatever. Like, no, that's not how it is. That's absolutely not how it is. And nobody gives a shit. Because when you read comments like this, who the fuck is Eve Barlow? She sounds like a fucking clown. When you read that, like, you know it's true. She sounds like a fucking clown. And it's true, man, because these people do. They sound like fucking clowns. That's what they sound like. They sound like morons because we're all here. We've all been sitting here for the last 6 weeks, and we've all been able to tell what's happening. We've all been able to tell who's the abuser. We've all been able to see. And the fact, see, and that's one of the reasons, like this Eve Barlow woman, that's why you really can't listen to her, because not only is she biased, like that Dr. Proudman woman, you can't listen to her either because these people are only biased. That's the only reason they're talking how they talk, because they're biased. It's not like it's not like they read the evidence. I mean, they hear the evidence and they say to themselves, oh yeah, Amber Heard does sound like she's been abused because she was telling him, I hit you with a door and I punched you in the face. Yeah, that sounds like she was abused. No, they don't say that. They don't say that in their head. What do they say? They say, I'm not even going to hear the audio. I'm not even going to look at the photo. I don't even give a damn about any of that because I don't need to, because I believe all women. Excuse me. So that's how they are. And that's why people, and like I said, I believe this woman is like her new girlfriend or something. Is she? If she's not, just tell me in the comments. I think she's like her new girlfriend. And somebody, it was funny because somebody also said that it's only a matter of time before Amber Heard beats her up too. That was pretty funny. So this one, I wanted to go into this. Now, I do know for the men out there, I know that this is about a woman's show, you know, Sex in the City. I forgot what that other one is called. And Just Like That. That's right. Now, this is a woman's show, but I want to say one thing to the guys out there. Bro, when you're dating a woman, the best thing you can do is watch her shows with her. That's the best thing you can do. And I know it's annoying, and I know you want to watch the NFL, or you want to do whatever, you want to watch whatever you want to watch. But number one, you're going to start a fight because you don't want to watch what she wants to watch. So like if you're sitting there and then she says, oh, babe, can we watch And Just Like That? And you're like, I don't want to watch that shit. I don't want to hear, I don't want to see any of that bullshit. And she's going to be like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Like, just watch the fucking show. And because, let me tell you one thing. When you watch these shows, they're actually not that bad. Like, they're actually okay. You know, you sit there and you're watching. And then there'll be sometimes when I was watching and this one and Just Like That. Like, I've seen all those shows. And Just Like That. What is that? The Maid. Sex in the City. The Kardashians. I've seen all those shows. Because the women I'm dating at the time, when those shows are on, you just sit there and you sit next to them and you watch the show. And you know what these women like? They like for you to be in touch with what the hell they're talking about. So you just do it. Like, who cares? Like Nike, just do it. Even though not a sponsor, I wish. But we're going to go into this one. From The Hollywood Reporter. Sarah Jessica Parker on painful Kim Cattrall rift. There just isn't anyone else who's ever talked about me this way exclusive. So let me just set this up. There's a show called Sex in the City. Okay, it's a really great show. In the 90s, it was like the show, okay, in the 90s. And even I saw it. I saw it as a child. I used to watch it with my mom. And I remember when I was a kid, and I'd be sitting there watching that, and I never really understood it. I was just watching because I was like 8 years old. And then I remember I would be like, why are they like this? Like, why do these women do that? And my mom was like, you should pay attention. Pay attention to this show because this is how all women are. They're crazy. And I'm like, okay. I was like, okay. In the 90s, dude, you had Sarah Jessica Parker's character. You had the redhead, I forgot her name, Miranda's character, obviously a lesbian. You had Charlotte's character, and then you had Kim Cattrall's character, which was Samantha. Now, this show, And Just Like That, I want to make a quick comment before we go into this article. And Just Like That, it was good. It was a good show. I saw the entire series. I'm going to watch the next one too, you know, because I know eventually I'm going to date someone and they're going to watch shows like that. But This show, man, I felt bad because I feel like the people that made that show, all they did was hijack Sex in the City, and they just wrote a whole new show. You know, so I remember I was watching it because I love Sex in the City. I love seeing Samantha get banged. Like I love seeing when they go out, and I used to think of myself as Mr. Big. Like that's who I wanted to be, a business guy always wearing a suit, a badass dude. Like Mr. Big was like my role model growing up. You know what I mean? But and then you find out he cheated, and you find out he was an asshole. But you know what I'm saying. But here with this and just like that show. Now, without getting political, what that show was, it almost felt like they just took Sex in the City and they zombified it. Like, you know how like in the zombie shows when a zombie bites you and then you turn into a zombie? That's basically what it felt like. It felt like they wrote a show, like a normal show that you would have seen on any other network or something, and they just put those characters on that show. Dude, I saw the whole series, okay? There was no sex, and they were hardly talking about the city. They hardly showed the city. So, number one, it's kind of obvious why they left Samantha's character out because, bro, Samantha's character was getting railed like every episode. And she's hot. Like, Samantha used to be hot back in the 90s. So you still go, and I think they show it on E or something like that. They show like reruns of that. Go watch it, dude. Go watch it. That's how TV used to be in the 90s. Sex in the City. That's how it used to be. That's how media used to be. It used to be really, really good. Now, am I saying that And Just Like That wasn't good? I mean, it was good for the people that it was aimed at. We all know who they aimed that show at, okay? I don't have to sit here and lie and pretend like they didn't. I'm not going to describe it because then, we'll have to get political. But if I had to say with And Just Like That, that show, it took what Sex in the City was and it just turned it into whatever we're going through in our current society right now. That's it. I'm not going to say any political kind of bullshit, but and that's one of the reasons like this. And we have this article right here, and I believe this is an article that was referenced. I mean, no, that was the reference for another article that I found, and I was like, I'm not going to do that shit again where I get one article, then I got to go to the next one. No. So then we just start with this one. Now, apparently, Sarah Jessica Parker, which was the main character, you can see her right there in the photo, and Kim Cattrall, which was the kind of the slutty character, she was so great. She was such a great actress. Well, is such a great actress. Excuse me. Like her character was amazing. She was all about. Hold on. I don't know if I should say that. I'm gonna look. Trigger warning. Okay, trigger warning. Samantha in Sex in the City, she was all about woman power. She was a successful woman. She was powerful. She would treat men like they were objects. She never gave a shit. I mean, there was a few times where like she fell in love with the dude that she was having sex with. But dude, like she was like the literal representation of true female empowerment because all she cared about was being successful. All she cared about was getting dick. And all she cared about was moving herself forward. And dude, that's why I say trigger warning. Like, that's like female empowerment. I know nowadays, female empowerment is what Amber fucking Heard did. Doing whatever you want. And if you don't agree with that, when I say that, I mean like, when I say female empowerment, I mean like the feminists that they believe that women should just go from guy to guy and use them for their money. And then, what do they say? They say, and then you drop his ass. That's what they think now. But the thing was, she didn't do that. Samantha didn't do that in that show. Bro, that chick was rich. She had cash. And even in the movies, you see that they made 2 movies of this. Even in the movies, man, she had cash. She was rich herself. So it's not like she was Amber Heard and she had to go and get with Elon because Elon is the richest guy in the world or some shit. Or she had to go and get with Johnny Depp because Johnny Depp is at the top of his game. Or even Franco. What the fuck? Like, why would you go after Franco? That makes no sense. But anyways, going back to this, let's just look over a couple of excerpts here because what the deal is they apparently they're trying to say that Samantha's character, who is Kim Cattrall, was talking shit about Sarah Jessica Parker. So let's go into this. From the Hollywood Reporter, here are some excerpts. In Parker's view, the issues with Cattrall may date back to 2017 when a third Sex and the City movie was being contemplated but fell apart over contractual demands that Cattrall made of Warner Brothers, the studio that was to finance and distribute the film. Reports at the time suggested that Cattrall made her participation contingent upon the studio greenlighting an unrelated project of hers. So basically what they're talking about is she told the studio, she said, okay, I'll do Sex and the City 3. So I'll do one for you. And this is how a lot of actors do it. I'll do one for you, but then you're going to do one for me. So that's how they do it, right? A lot of actors do that. But the reason I think that the studio probably wasn't with it is because, dude, she's kind of old. Like, I don't really know where they'd be able to put her. I mean, she's really not like Meryl Streep. I mean, Meryl Streep can really act. That woman is, you know, she's even like a Broadway person, Meryl Streep. So I do understand why the studio said, nah, we're good. No, we're good. Because it kind of doesn't make sense, man. In 2017, I don't know her age. You know what? Let's go find her age. Let's see. Kim Cattrall, age 65. See, that's kind of difficult, man. You're trying to tell a studio to give you your own movie when you're 60 years old. I mean, like I said, unless you're Meryl Streep, I really don't know how that works. So it's kind of believable. It's kind of believable. But let's go back to this. They didn't feel comfortable meeting where she wanted to meet, and so we didn't do the movie because we didn't want to do it without Kim, Parker recounted. Were we, she and co-stars Kristen Davis and Cynthia Nixon, disappointed? Sure, but it happens. Kristen Davis, I believe, is Charlotte, and Cynthia Nixon is the redhead Miranda, obviously lesbian. While Parker readily acknowledged that Cattrall was a huge contributor to the success of Sex and the City series and films, she also explained, we did not ask her to be part of this and Just Like That, the show, because she made it clear that that wasn't something she wanted to pursue, and it no longer felt comfortable for us. And so it didn't occur to us that that's not slamming her, it's just learning. You've got to listen to somebody, and if they're publicly talking about something and it doesn't suggest it's someplace they want to be, or a person they want to play, or an environment in which they want to be, you get to an age where you're like, well, we hear that going on. Then, however, Cattrall began publicly slamming Parker, accusing Parker of having behaved cruelly towards her during the original run of Sex and the City, claiming that the two had never really been friends. Damn. And saying the same of her relationship with Davis and Nixon. Damn, you talk shit about all three? Come on, Kim, what are you doing? And even rebuffing Parker's extension of condolences after Cattrall's brother died in 2018. Damn. Okay, she's just basically telling everybody to go fuck themselves. There were a lot of public conversations about how she felt about the show, Parker told Awards Chatter. Conversations Parker found very painful because they did not reflect our experience, meaning hers, Davis, and Nixon's. And because she added, I've spent a lot of years working really hard to always be decent to everybody on set, to take care of people, to be responsible to and for people, both my employers and the people that I feel I'm responsible for as a producer of the show. And there just isn't anyone else who's ever talked about me this way. Wow. Hold on, I want to read that one part again. It's over here at the top. Cattrall began publicly slamming Parker, accusing Parker of having behaved cruelly toward her during the original run of Sex and the City, claiming that the two had never really been friends. Damn. Gosh, that's fucked up. And saying the same of her relationship with Davis and Nixon, and even rebuffing Parker's extension of condolences after Cattrall's brother died. Wow, dude. I mean, it's understandable then you can see why they didn't want her in that show. That's sad. That's pretty sad. I mean, she's a great actress, one of the greatest characters on that show. And like I said, man, that show was the 90s. You go back and watch that show. Like, it has the nostalgia. It makes you feel like you're back in 1995. It's such a good show. And shit, anyone that says, oh, well, you're kind of feminine for watching that show, hell nah, man. And this is the thing I want to tell men. Bro, you learn about women by watching their shows. You have to understand that. You have to understand that. You have to get that. And not only that you learn about them, but they like hearing about it. Like, they like talking to someone that knows about what they're doing. Like, I remember one time I was dating a girl and she started talking about the Kardashians. And I was like, oh yeah, and I started talking about the Kardashians with her. And she looked at me weird. And I was like, what? I know about that show. I watched it with one of my exes. She's like, oh, okay. I thought you watched it like by yourself. No, No, what the fuck? No. Why the fuck would I watch that by myself? Like, no. So what I think that men have to do is you have to understand their game. Like with something like one of their shows, you sit there and like a lot of dudes will be like, whatever, I don't want to fucking watch this. This sucks. I hate it. I don't even want to be here because the show is so boring. Dude, just watch the show. I mean, if you want to get in her pants, then watch the fucking show and talk to her about it afterwards and you'll get in her pants. Sorry, it's the truth. People don't want to hear that, but it's true. Every woman likes having a conversation with someone that knows what she's talking about because they like being heard. You know what I mean? So we really don't have anything else. I do, you know what? I do have one more thing. I didn't want to bring it out, but because somebody sent me this, and this is what I'm talking about. They're like, "Hey, Andrew, is this pop culture?" And I saw it, and I was like, "Okay." So let's just go into this TikTok. It's pretty fucking hilarious.
That guy had shockwaves after he railed me like that from behind. Wait a minute. After he shot on my back. After he came from behind me. Oh.
Okay. Look, if you got anything like that, if you got any funny shit you want to play on the show, send it to me, send it to the email, you know, and I'll play it. I mean, if it's funny, if I think it'll work on here, hey, I'll play it. Because when I think about pop culture, I've said it before on my channel. We're going to leave it here. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you for staying with me this long. I've said it before on my channel. We don't do pop culture like lollipop, like, you know, oh, Taylor Swift and Adele. No, we don't do that. To hear it's pop, like you pop a beer. You pop open, you know, a beer and talk. And really one of my, excuse me, one of my, my short-term goals is to do a show like this during the day. And then I need to buy some more equipment so that way I can do another show, you know, at nighttime and we can like drink together. That would be so badass. That's totally what I want to do. So let me just make sure I don't have anything else. No, that's about it. Like I've said, I don't think the Johnny Depp thing is going to go away. So we're going to keep on talking about it whenever we get some news. So we will see what happens. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave it there. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you for staying with me this long. We will catch you next time.